Hi everyone, it's Adrian from the Pageant Project, and I have Nikia Rockley with me, who's Miss Charity Australia 2019. Nikia, how are you?
Hello, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Now, Nikia is over in Perth, so what's been happening in Perth?
It's been freezing cold for one. We've just had our HBF run for a reason over the
hmm
weekend, as well as the RSPCA million pause for what?
Me-
Can't remember the name now.
I know what you're talking
Um,
about. It was a fundraiser for the
yeah,
RSPCA.
yeah, but nothing much. Perth is a pretty boring place compared to Sydney.
Well, there's a hashtag Perth is okay. I've always thought that was a funny hashtag. But hang on, so how cold is Perth? Because Sydney is not exactly, although today and yesterday were warm. But how? Because I saw somewhere, because I always do my research. You don't like the cold, and by cold I mean like anything under 20 degrees Celsius, right?
Yeah, I hate the cold. Yet I'm choosing a job to go to the snow and work in the snow for 6 months. But I hate anything that's under 20 degrees. And it's been like 10 degrees every
Okay.
morning. And then when I get up in the morning, it's 5 degrees. And I get out of bed and I'm just like, oh no, it's too cold.
But I saw a post somewhere. I don't know how I found this one. There was something about you, because you cosplay. I think this was you
Yeah.
cosplaying, and it was cold, and I think you got wet, and apparently your lips turned blue. I don't remember
Oh,
where this was, and
so
someone commented that you looked like a sailor that had been chopped out of an iceberg. So
okay,
please
I will
explain.
put contents into this. So I was at LARP. LARP is live action roleplay where you dress up as your character could be from medieval times to Final Fantasy. Just think of all your like favorite role playing
Hmm.
games from PC to console mixed into real life. So this was probably a year ago today. Don't you know? Maybe two.
Right.
And I was playing my character Yu Fujiwara, which is I was a weeb in a weeby band, and one of my like quests was I have to sit around the field for 2 hours in a Sailor Scout outfit, continue doing quests and stuff like that. And at this point, it was pouring down with rain, like pouring, and it was 10 degrees. And here's me in the shortest skirt possible, no little sleeves, and a little Sailor Scout uniform. I was cold. I stayed in that outfit for 2 hours. And the last battle that I was in with that battle, I was fighting and I ran up to this person and I stopped and I went whoosh, and I slipped and went flat down on the ground and was in a big puddle. And then the game stopped after that because they all were like, "You're like blue." So they like rushed me to they rushed me into the shower because they were like, "Honey, you got hypothermia now." I was that cold.
Like,
So now there's a running meme of me getting hypothermia in a Sailor Scout
I feel
uniform.
you should be a meme. I feel there should be a meme of you like with icicles on your face, and it's like, oh my god, it's 20 degrees under, it's freezing. All right. So now you've covered a lot. Before we dig into that, so we already had Emma Connor, who you said is your director, ask a question. So she's
Mm.
asked, what is the one thing that you're extremely passionate above all else? So before you answer that, I'm going to say to whoever's watching, if you have any sort of question or comment for Nakia, leave it in the comments below and I will pass them on. But Nakia, what is the one thing that you're more passionate about than anything else? I don't know. It could be cosplay, it could be LARP, it could be turning cold. Who knows?
It is actually my cats. I have two beautiful little angels. One of them is called Bella, and one of them is called Cleo. Bella, I used to take to cat shows. I still wish I could take her
Mm-hmm.
today, but it's just so hard to get her there. But I did cat shows for about a year and a half, and through that, I won countless awards and rosettes because Bella had a very like perfect like profile and stuff like that. But I love them to death because I think they're my heat rugs during winter. Like when I'm sleeping,
Jeez.
they would just crawl up like this and be like, meow, I'm coming under.
Okay. Okay, so you basically like them because they keep you warm.
Yeah, and they're like got such cute personalities. Like I reckon my cats are better friends than I've ever had in my life because they'll never backchat me.
That's kind of sad. Okay. What kind of cats are they? I saw a photo. It's like, are they Siamese? Is one of them Siamese?
Yeah, so one's a Siamese Oriental bicolor, and then Cleo is a Balinese Oriental.
How does a Balinese look? I can't remember. I know Siamese.
A Balinese kind of looks like a seal point. So they've got a really chocolate color nose, and then they've got like a chocolatey body as well as the chocolate little socks. And then a bicolor, if no one has seen photos of my cats before, they have a 3-colored point nose. So Bella, she's got a brown outskirt of her eyes, and then she's got white, and then she's got brown again.
Wow.
And then she's got white socks, and then a little bit of ash of... So you have white, and then you have little ashes of chocolate, then it goes white again.
Wow. That actually sounds really cool. But these cat shows, like, what do you do at a cat show? I mean, you take your cat there.
So at a cat show, it's not that simple, actually. At a cat show, so we get there around 7:30, 8 in the morning. We have these little show cages, we call them, and we have to decorate them. So they're called curtains. So we hang up curtains around the corners of the thing, and we also have a mat that we go over. The curtains that I use for Bella are these red Chinese themed. So they've got these Chinese ladies on them, and it's all red because you want the curtains to make their color stand out and make them pop.
And then what do you do?
Yeah. And then when the show starts, we've all got to sit down. So we've got 3 groups. So we've got the Siamese group and Orientals. Then we've got the ragdolls, long hairs, and the domesticated, and then your other breed.
Maybe don't make that face when you say other breeds. Other breeds.
I love them, okay? So when the show begins, we sit down and you get numbers on your cage, and the judge will slowly bring out the number. They'll bring it out, stretch your cat out, see if it has a long tubular body, as well as to see if it's...
What, so they pick up your cat and what they like...
I can demonstrate it for you if you like.
Can you reach? I mean, you got your headphones on, remember?
Okay, let me show you.
Okay, here we go.
Magic. Hey, Cleo.
God.
Okay. So this is what they do. So that's what they do. They stretch them out like this, and then they look at their face to see if they've got a nice shaped face. And as you can see, Cleo has a good ability at this. So see how they stretch him out to see the long tubular body? And then they'll look at the face to see if it's got a nice down, then down and down. A nice down triangle. And they'll also look at the ear shape. A perfect ear shape that the judges kind of want from a cat is a triangle pattern.
I've heard that.
Yeah. So that's my cats.
Give us an idea as to your pageantry experience. What have you competed in, and how did you finally come to the title that is resting on your head now?
Okay, so in 2016, I competed in Australia's Teen Queen.
Okay.
I got into that because I was scrolling through Star Now looking for modelling jobs or acting jobs, and it just popped up. And I was like, oh, is this like a modelling competition? So I sent through my application and I got it back, and turns out the competition was in 3 weeks. So I was like, what am I getting into? What is this? I didn't know what an evening gown competition was, a fun fashion, and all that. And then the person who was running the pageant, Lucinda, she was like, come into my shop and look at a few dresses. She actually had her shop right down the road from my house.
But wasn't Lucinda is up in Queensland, isn't she?
No, she's in Perth.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. So you went to her shop?
Me and my mum went to her shop, and the first impression that my mother and I ever had of that shop was, holy shite. This is a very expensive dress. because the first dress I tried on was $1,000.
Ouch. Okay.
Yeah. And then it was very funny. After that, we were like, oh, maybe we'll get this dress. And it turns out we just went down the road and went to a op shop and bought a $2 dress for my evening gown. And then this weird dress for like $5 from the Applecross Vinnies. And I must say, during that pageant, I feel like I gained so much more confidence and was like, oh, so these are what pageants, and they got me hooked. Yeah. So my next pageant I did was Galaxy, Australia Galaxy Pageant.
Which is also run by Lucinda.
Yep, that's where I met Ruby. So Ruby messaged me maybe a few months before the pageant, and she was like, yo, you like cosplay? So do I. Let's be friends.
That is actually a very Ruby Adamson message to actually begin with, yo.
Yeah. So we started talking from there, and when we were like, oh my God, we have so much in common. And we just clicked instantly. We would be calling for like 4 or 5 hours straight. And then when we met each other, it was like, oh, you are my guardian angel and I will never leave you again.
Hang on, is that the year that Ruby won?
Yes, that's the year Ruby won.
So that's the year that Ruby became Miss Teen Galaxy Australia.
Yeah.
Okay, and then after that, what happened?
Mm-hmm. And then after that, I did Australia's Teen Queen again. I really liked that. But then it started getting super expensive for me to do pageants. So I entered in Galaxy one more time. And then I couldn't afford to fly all the way over to the Gold Coast, so I couldn't go. And I was like, it made me feel really dumb and bored. And I was like, I can't afford to go over to the Gold Coast anymore. It made me really sad. I couldn't watch my best friend's final walk. And then I remember 2 years ago watching this charity pageant start up. And I've been like watching it. I was like a bird just watching its prey for like 2 years, just watching it go along. And then I was like, right, for once in my life, I'm going to step out of my comfort zone and do a little pageant.
Right.
I fell in love with it. It was really nice. And then when it came to my crowning night, I kind of loved it. That's where I met Chantel O'Donohoe. She is a lovely damn lady.
She's probably about the same height as you, to tell you the truth.
She is.
She is the shortest.
She's actually smaller than
me. Really? Chantel, if you're watching this, I love you. Chantel is like, she's so tiny.
Yeah, but I love her to death. I don't know how she has free time with all of the stuff she does.
No, when I interviewed her, so she's got a partner, she's got a daughter, and she said she was volunteering with 27 organizations just this year alone. I'm volunteering with her tomorrow night at Starlight, and she works full time as well. So I don't know how she does it all. So how did you find out about the pageant? So now Miss Charity Australia. So how did you find out about it? And is it new, or is this has it been running for a while?
It's been running for about 3 years now. I heard about it because Emma O'Connor. I am getting tongue twisted now. Invited me to like the page, so I did, and then she invited me to the contestants page and like more information about it. And from there, I've just been watching what type of work she's been doing into the pageant and what she stands for. And then I was just like, wow, okay. So the first ever pageant they did, I think they had 7 or 8 contestants and one lady who won. It was in her back garden. And I swear, I think that was the most beautiful scene to have it, because the photos from that night were amazing. Yeah. And then the second pageant she did was a little bit smaller, and it was in a big grand auditorium, which I love too. And I was like, okay, this pageant's improving more and more and more. I'm going to put my support into it now. Sure. And then when I did, here I am. I actually applied to be a contestant 7 months before the actual crowning night. And I was like, oh, God damn it, what am I going to do for 7 months?
So give us an idea what you did do, because all the pageants, one of the things they're very different about is how much you actually have to get involved. and then also once you win, like what's expected of you. So give us an idea as to what you did in the lead up, and then also give us an idea what you want to do the 12 months of your reign.
Yeah, so I do a lot of like event work. So throughout the thing, I'm not, usually most of the events I work, I can't wear a sash for because it's just weird at the point in time, but most events I can. So in my lead up, I probably worked, not even like worked, I did maybe 4 or 5 events. So I think one of them was City to Surf. I spent 6 days there helping set up and pack down the event. During that event, I helped pack lunches, do all the like fencing for it, set up the city. So we got up on the event day. We got up at 1 a.m. in the morning. We went straight down to the city and we set it up. I didn't finish that day till about 5 p.m. at night.
So that is like a 16-hour shift. It's a long day.
But I love it. It's so much fun. And then recently, with my title win, I helped out at the Perth Garden Festival, which I absolutely loved. I was collecting money for parking. I was doing maybe 8-hour shifts, and I loved it.
So why?
Why?
What attracts you to pageantry? So obviously you seem to love helping out and volunteering. What is it that draws you to? I mean, it sounds like a lot of long hours. So you wouldn't be doing it if you didn't love it. So why do you do it?
No. I love pageantry because it helps me create new friendships. Like I say, with Ruby, I created like a sister. It also helps me build like better understanding of different platforms. Like the other day, I did some. Oh, I forgot the word. I was doing some shaker tins for the dog refuge at Shenton Park here in Perth, and it just it makes me feel amazing when I give back to small little things like that. So like the money that we raised helped to feed their dogs, to build bigger shelters so they can home more dogs, because currently they are at full capacity and they can't take any more dogs. So this money that they're using helps rehome them as well as feed them and open up more shelters for them to take in more animals that are unwanted or just don't have a home.
Yeah. Nikki, I want to ask you, because you're just finishing off year 12, and I've worked in high schools, all girls high schools, before, and a lot of the time they don't really care nearly as much about their community as you seem to. So I want to ask you, how did you first start getting into sort of the volunteer side? Was it because of a parent? Was it just something you were always interested in? Because a lot of people don't do it.
Actually, it was Ruby again. Ruby is like my guardian angel. When I saw that she dedicated herself and was doing so many different appearances, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to give this a try. My first ever appearance was at the 1,000 Cranes event in, I think it was Willerton, and I was helping make paper cranes for this event. So I was helping people, teach them how to make paper cranes and then threading them onto like these ropes with beads and stuff, and then we're hanging them onto rope, and then all of the paper cranes were like this wall of just paper cranes. I'll send you a photo later, and it was basically going towards hospitals.
Right.
So I think they paid $1 to make a paper crane, and all that money was going to the hospital for, I think it was Princess Margaret Hospital. And they were fundraising for their telethon, I think it was.
Is it the big one? Because the Perth telethon, I just saw a notification. I don't know if she's still watching, but Alicia Van Schoonhoven, who just actually won Miss Galaxy, she was watching. And she volunteers at the Perth telethon, which is huge. It's like televised, and they raise millions and millions of dollars. They're much better at it than Sydney is.
They do. I can't wait till I'm 18 and then I can volunteer for that, because most charities that I usually want to volunteer for, they don't allow me to because I'm too young. Like the shaker tins that I got, I had to use my mum's name to get them. Otherwise, they weren't going to give them to me.
So you've got to wait, what, about how long do you have to wait before you can volunteer at these places?
It's the 5th. It's the 5th this month, so I've got to wait 7 more months.
Okay. You still got to. Well, I mean, you still got to finish high school in the meantime, so it's not like you've got nothing else to do.
Yeah, I finished that early October.
Yeah. Why do you do the charity work? How does it make you feel? Why? I know you said Ruby got you onto it, but why is it important to you? Because you could spend your time doing any number of things. You could spend it at the shopping center, on social. Why volunteer?
I think volunteering to me is just like a way of me thinking I'm doing something positive for my community and I'm giving back and I'm trying to inspire other people to do the same, because it's just like, why would you rather be at home on your butt playing PlayStation like me sometimes when you could be going out and being in the sun and teaching people how to do things and then inspiring other people to do charity work, because charity work is such a big part of organizations. Yeah. Like, if we didn't have charity work, how would they still be functioning? Because some charities just don't earn at all. They are all based on donation. I just feel like the more I like fundraise, is just like the more that I feel like I'm giving back to my community. Yeah. Because it's a funny story, actually. When my brother was 2, he drowned in he was in a cement. Because in Broome we live next to like this construction site, and it was like we had a little river thing, and he drowned in that. He was dead for like 2 minutes, and then he got resuscitated, and now he's got brain damage. He's got severe ADHD and frontal lobe syndrome, where it's damaged at the front of his brain, and we had to fly up and down from Perth a lot for him. And a lot of the like telethon helped my family like pay for it and pay for his medical bills as well, because they were really heavily priced. Yeah. Because the amount of times that he had to get, because he wasn't officially diagnosed with any of his like brain damage or anything till he was about 12. And we were flying up and down.
Hang on, you said he drowned when he was 2. So he wasn't diagnosed properly for 10 years.
Yeah.
Just like give us an idea, because I can't remember how far. Because you said this was in Broome, right? How far is Broome from Perth?
Broome is a 2-hour flight on a plane.
Gee, that's not close. So is that all the way up?
It's a 3-day drive.
Okay, jeez. Yeah, no wonder it costs so much.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, puts everything in perspective. But to flip it, I mean, you're just about to finish school. So what do you hope to do in a year's time? 5 years' time? I'm not going to say 10 years, because when you're just finishing high school, 10 years is like, I can't think about that far. But what do you plan to do with your future? Let's put it that way.
Well, as you know, but not many people know, at the end of next year, I'm planning on going to Japan for 6 months and doing a ski instructor job over there. But in probably 5 years' time, I'm seeing myself as getting my diploma as a senior vet nurse, being maybe an active role in that. If I don't get my vet nurse diploma, I plan to go to the cops. I plan to be a police. I would love to get into the mounted division. Oh, wow. With the cops, because I love horses, and that would be my dream job, to just be able to sit on a horse all day and ride. But you have to be a cop for about 2 years before you can apply, and the waiting list is about 5 years.
Wow. Okay, so everyone in Perth wants to be a cop. Because they only have 36
units.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just because they only have 36 horses in WA.
Okay, for the mounted. Okay, all right.
Yeah. And everyone likes to sit on their ass all day and get paid.
On a horse.
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you? I mean, you must ski. I'm assuming you don't go over there to be a ski instructor if you can't ski. Okay. Why Japan? Hang on, we have to get into the whole Japan thing. So I'm going to assume, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, the Japan thing is because of your love of gaming. Is that right?
No, actually, it's because of my love of anime.
Okay.
So I started getting into anime when I was about 12. And I've been addicted ever since. And I only recently went to Japan in December last year. I went on homestay with my school. And when I was there, I was like, holy crap. I was teaching my class to ski because they didn't know how to ski. And it was so funny watching the Japanese instructor be like, what are these kids doing?
What do you mean?
Because he was speaking
Yeah.
Japanese and no one in the class understands him. And they were like, whoa, how do we ski? We don't know what he's talking about. So here's me just like, hello, guys. So how to stop? We go pizza cut. You go into a shape of a pizza.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know, I'm not going to explain anime. I think I'll leave it up to you to explain anime. So explain to people what anime is.
Anime is basically Japanese cartoons.
And why is it such a big deal?
Well, anime, I would think anime is like their normal TV in Japan. When I was there on homestay, they just had news, their normal TV shows, and then you had anime. Anime is plastered everywhere. Like it's like their jobs are. Some of them are based off of anime. Like you have maid cafes, you have anime, just everything. They have a whole suburb dedicated to anime, as well as an entire town.
Jeez.
That is fully just plastered in anime text and stuff. Some of the anime that they play is educational. Like I was watching one with my exchange student recently, and they have like this mini cat cartoon, and it's basically it teaches them Japanese history, but through cat cartoons.
Oh wow!
So there would be a cat going meow 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 on a big tower and being like, fight, and then they would have this big cat battle, and then this catnip would rain down. Like the first episode I watched, there was just this lady, and she was sitting on her throne, and she would just rain catnip over them, and then they would all sleep.
Catnip doesn't make cats sleep. Have you ever given your cats catnip?
I don't want to because I think that would go crazy.
Yeah, no, I can tell you, cats on catnip don't go to sleep. They do the opposite of it. So,
but yeah,
you love anime. So, did the gaming? Because I know you love gaming, and Ruby loves gaming as well. We seem to be talking a lot about Ruby in this interview, but Ruby, if you're watching, we love you. Did the love of gaming come after that, or was it before that? Or
no, it was actually before that. So. When I was like 10, during the long school holidays, me and my stepbrother Shane we would wake up at probably we would wake up around 5 p.m. at night, and we would play video games from 5 all the way till 8 a.m. And we would go back to sleep and would wake back up at 8 p.m.
Okay.
We would spend all night playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 on our old PS3.
Although I would say I got into games the same way. I used to play it with my brother all the time. But what about the cosplay and the LARPing? Where did that come into it?
Okay, so I started cosplay first. So 2014, I went to my first convention. I went as Hasuna Miku, a Vocaloid. I ordered my cosplay off of. I cosplayed as Asuna Miku. I can't pronounce her name anymore.
Oh no!
She's a Vocaloid.
What's a Vocaloid?
And so Vocaloid, it's really funny.
Sounds like a disease.
So Hasuna Miku is a Japanese icon.
Okay.
Like she has live shows, and she's a digitalized program.
Oh wow.
So she writes and sings songs. So she's a singer, and she actually does real life shows, and they just bring up a hologram of her. So I cosplayed as her in 2013. I bought a cheap cosplay off of eBay. It cost me $30. I ordered a wig too, but that didn't show up. So I rolled to the convention with my hair in 2 pigtails, spray painted my hair blue, and I was like, "What's up? I'm here." And I had a few people come up to me and ask for photos, and I was like, "Oh, this is fun. I'm being recognized. I'm popular." And then I did it again. Yeah. My wig arrived this time. Plopped on this electric blue wig that is about maybe 100. They have 100 centimeter long pigtails.
Okay.
And I arrived to this. I arrived to this convention and I love it because it's just basically all of my favorite characters from TV shows that I watch are
I can imagine.
brought to me in life. My next cosplay I did was from Yuri on Ice. I cosplayed as Yuri.
Yeah.
Which is a fragile little ice skater that has to watch his weight all the time because he eats too many pork cutlet bowls.
That's such a Japanese thing.
And then you have this sexy Russian with this ice blonde hair, like, hello, I'm here. I'm Viktor Nikiforov, and I'm going to teach you how to ice skate, as I am an Olympic champion.
Anyway, before we get to the final 10 questions, for people to follow you, so what are the best social platforms and social details to get you on? I've got you as @Nikia.Rockley on Instagram.
Yes. So my best social platform would be Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I do use my Facebook page, Miss Charity Australia Nikia Rockley.
Okay.
But I don't post on that as regularly as I post on Instagram. Instagram is like my hotspot. Probably because I get notifications like this compared to my Facebook page where it's just like I struggle to get them.
Yeah. No, Facebook page notifications are horrible.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you know what the final 10 questions are?
No.
Okay, let's see how you do compared to Ruby. Okay, so we have 10 final questions. This is as pageant-esque as we're going to get. And whatever answers you want to give is fine. All right, so question the first. What is your favorite word?
Moist.
Oh, God.
I'm joking, okay, I'm joking. My favorite word would
You're really not.
Would have to probably be I don't have a favorite word. What the hell? Probably my favorite word currently is just screaming at my dog saying, Bailey!
Okay. I'm going to go with moist because I think that describes you perfectly to a T. Your favorite word is the one that everyone else has hate. Everyone else has. Okay, so question 2. What is your least favorite word?
Butthurt.
Okay.
When someone comes up to me and they're like, I'm so butthurt over this, or this person's being so butthurt, I'm like, honey, how did this start? And it's all your fault, probably.
Probably. I've never met anyone who uses the word honey as much as you do. This is a very Nikia thing. I mean, not talking about honey as in out of a jar. I mean, referring to people as honey. Okay, question 3. In life, what gets you excited or what turns you on?
Horses. Or someone saying they have food for me to eat.
That's such a pageant thing. Food.
Like when I'm at school lunches and they're like, Nikia, I got food for you. I'm like, mine, mine, mine.
What's your favorite food?
Pasta.
That's right.
I love ravioli. Oh.
Okay, we're going to move on before you start drooling all over the place. Question 4. So that was what turns you on. Question 4, what turns you off?
What turns me off? Me having to repeat myself 3 times and they still don't get the thing I'm trying to tell them.
Is that because you're saying
people
it
being
funny?
dumb?
People. Okay, fair enough. People not listening well.
Yeah, like I'm just like, after my second time repeating myself, I'm like, don't talk to me.
Okay. What about what sound or noise do you love?
My cat purring.
That's a good one. And question 6, what sound or noise do you hate?
My dog barking.
All to do with animals.
Because it barks all day.
I understand. Question 7, if you could have one superpower, what would you pick and why?
To teleport. Because I could teleport anywhere I would want to be, and I don't have to worry about paying for fuel money, paying for flights, paying for accommodation or anything. I could have a free holiday. Just teleport to the location in the morning, teleport home at night.
So if you could teleport anywhere right now, where would you go?
Oh, probably. Where would I teleport, actually?
I was going to guess Japan.
I reckon I would like to teleport into a massage parlor in Bali.
Oh, God. Oh, God. That's not what I was expecting. Okay. Question 8 is a bit different to you because you're still finishing school. But if you could pick any occupation, what would you like to pick and why?
Probably I'd like to be a professional actor.
I can see that.
I love acting and modeling. Acting would be just amazing because then I could be like, hey guys, do you want to jump in my private jet? Hey, look, there's my face in a movie. Hey, look, you want to come to the red carpet with me as a +1 because I'm lonely in life? I don't know. I reckon just being an actor would be so fun because you'd have the movement to be able to do whatever you want, whenever you want.
You've done modeling. Have you done any acting?
Yes, I have actually.
What sort of acting have you done?
So I've done theatre acting before.
Oh, wow.
I have auditioned to go on like a TV commercial, but that never turned out really well. I used to do acting classes, and every 4 weeks we would have a performance where I'd have to do a monologue.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, it was the most embarrassing thing I've done in a very long time. But other than that, I haven't done much acting jobs because there's nothing in Perth. Perth is like the dead Black Sea. It has got nothing. The only thing you can really get is modelling jobs, and that comes really hard to get.
You've got RADA though in Perth though, right? Like
What's RADA?
I think that's the Royal Academy of Drama. It's the one that I think Heath
WAPA.
Ledger. WAPA, sorry, I can't remember.
Yeah, we have WAPA.
Yeah.
But that is expensive.
Well, I can imagine.
My friend actually is doing it now in prop making, and her tuition fee to get into the course was $6,000. So she had to pay $6,000 up front to just get into the class first, and I think it's like $40,000.
Okay, all right. Better start working that ski instructor job then. Okay,
just ski out of my debts.
Yeah, you'd be skiing for a long time. Okay, question 9. What job or occupation other than your own would you definitely not like to attempt?
I've worked in fast food. Probably one of those people that walks along in the city and picks up trash. Empties a bin.
Why does everyone pick like people who pick up garbage? It's just because
I think it'd be such a boring, lonely job, and you'd come home smelling like someone else's trash.
That is true. That is true. But someone has to do it, I guess.
You have to deal with people lighting bins on fire with smokes.
Yeah, I've actually.
No,
yeah.
thank you.
Okay. Final question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Welcome, baby.
In that voice.
Like the party is just about to start.
Okay. I am going to say thank you for your time, Nikia. I'm going to thank
problem at all.
everyone for watching or listening, depending on where you're listening or watching to this. And we will speak to you next time.
Thank you for having me. See you, people.
Hey, it's Adrian. Thanks so much for listening to our podcast. Make sure to subscribe to get details of our new episodes as they drop, and connect with us on social at The Pageant Project. Speak to you next time.